is Fern Israel, and I've been a practitioner of Pangu mystical qigong for over 10 years. I'm also a teacher of the moving and the non-moving form. When I started practicing the qigong, I was very healthy, and I practiced because I just loved the energy that I felt. I was able to feel more vital and alive. And then, as I got older, I always ate well, and I always did exercise. But my motivation increased when I found out that I had osteoporosis in my lower back. And so, hearing that diagnosis, I was very surprised. But rather than going into wonder what I could do, I knew that I had this beautiful practice of Pangu Shengong. So I increased the number of times I would practice Pangu. I would practice the moving form, the non-moving form, and the advanced form 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a day. I also got long-distance healing from Master O. And I continued the practice in this very motivated way for around 1.5 years. And then I decided, since bones grow slowly, that I would get another bone density test. And I got a letter from my OB/GYN doctor who said, your bone test showed that your bones are almost back to normal. So, which I'm very happy about. So as I'm approaching my 60th year of rotating around the sun, I find that my bones are as strong as ever from when I was in my 40s, and this is very good. So it's even more reason why I hope everybody practices Pangu Shengong. Another example I want to give is that even though I thought we had a very healthy lifestyle, my husband was diagnosed with mantle cell lymphoma. It's a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he had to go through the rigors of chemotherapy and a stem cell transplant. And of course, all the other modalities that I've been practicing were fine, but what I found, though he was really too weak to practice, I practiced in the room maybe 8 times a day within the 3 weeks that he was getting this transplant. And I also had Master O send him energy long distance. And I can now say, 2 years after this process, that he really went through that very difficult time with chemotherapy and getting his stem cells changed with, like he was going through an oil change. No pain, no extra side effects where there are multiple side effects he could have received, and instead he had the better immunity, better energy that continues to be true for him today as he's 2 years out of that. And really, I just am so grateful for Pangu Shengong and Master O. And the other way I want to just address is my own way of helping others. I want to talk about 2 people. One is someone that has Down syndrome, and she has learned the qigong, and she practices the qigong with me, and I see her once a week, and I've been working with her for 2 years. And she went from someone that couldn't, her wording was not very coherent or cogent, you couldn't really understand what she was saying. And the Pangu Shengong revolutioned her ability to talk. She could say, take kindness and benevolence, and those hard vowels she was able to say, and she's become a much more helpful person. And her family tells me that she has really changed into a much happier and a person with a lot of vitality. The other person I'd like to mention is this woman that has Parkinson's, and she's in her 80s. And I've taught Pangu to a senior center. And this woman practices, and in Parkinson's she has spasticity of her legs. And what she notices after she comes to the class and she learns the Pangu moving form, she is much better able to walk. And her doctor actually told her that she has to go to the class if she hopes to manage this very difficult disease. And so I really hope that everybody starts practicing. If they really love their bodies, if they really love other people, that Pangu Qigong is one of the best ways to help people and best ways to help oneself. I'm a psychotherapist, and I work with energy psychology as well as traditional forms of psychodynamic help. And I also use Qigong in my psychotherapy practice to help people who are depressed to have more hope. I'm also a very long-term yoga teacher. I've taught yoga for well over 25 years, and I try to encourage all my students, even though they're practicing yoga, to practice the Qigong.
What's the synergy you see between your other practice and Pangu Shengong?
I'm a long-time meditator. I go on long meditation retreats, and I'm a long-time yoga teacher, as I've said. And the way I see that when the body is more relaxed and I practice the Qigong, I feel the energy even more. And each of the modalities can be very helpful at creating peace and health, but with my own experience, it is the Pangu Qigong that really helps me feel more vital, to feel my immunity. I'm around people that are sick quite often, and that it's really given me a way of helping my own body be more immune full, and my mind being more peaceful, even more than the yoga practice that I have. But yoga absolutely helps me in opening my body so that the energy can flow even more. And meditation has always helped me, but I find that non-moving Qigong is a very important component to the whole health of my own body.
So each time when Master comes to Boston,
oh yes,
you always come and listen to every one
yes.
of his classes. Why do you do that? What's the benefits?
It's true. Since I've learned Qigong maybe 15 years ago, and I have heard Master O talk, I continue to this very day. Anytime he's in Boston, he comes to my studio and he gives lectures, I listen to every one of them. And one of the benefits that I found is that there's always something new that I pick up. It's all a refinement of my own understanding of what it really means to do Qigong. Qigong is really a physical form, and I could have treated it as such, you know, balancing the flow of energy so I'm unblocked and I'm not stagnant and full health resides. But it's much, much more than that. It is about my own listening to Master O that lets me understand what it really means to love my body. It is not a narcissistic tool. To love my body is to really love to practice. It's to practice more. It's to listen with ears that can hear the refinement of what Master O continues to help me understand. And it is just my wish that everybody practices qigong, and those that are teachers to continually listen to Master O's lectures, which will bring, I'm sure, much more understanding, profound understanding of the nature of life and the nature of how to practice to maximize our love, our joy, and our health, our true health.